What's going on, y'all? Sharp Reacts back with another video. So, if some of you guys don't know, I follow a lot of women's college basketball now. I actually follow it. I've actually been following college basketball on the women's side this year. Well, for the past couple of years, more than the men's side. Reason being, I'm from South Carolina. The South Carolina girls is where it's at right now. It's up and stuck. They've been repping pretty good. You know, Don Silly, she's been running that system right. She's took South Carolina to heights that we've never thought it could be taken to. But yeah, it's going great. But yeah, it's man. LSU. Let's talk about it. So I'm pretty sure you've already heard all of the news, the coverage of Angel Reese and the whole flau'jae Johnson and her mom, and they're both their moms in the situation. Then you heard former players getting into it on Twitter, on X, whatever. And recently, Angel Reese wasn't in uniform, or at present for the Southeast Louisiana game. And it was raising a lot. It raises a lot of concern. Well, what's going on within the program within itself of Angel Reese, or what's going on within that whole thing? Because first it started with LSU losing, because it highlighted a lot of flaws that was going on, not going on, but it didn't highlight flaws. It just highlighted lack of being not as prepared. Maybe I think that a lot of that probably had to do with the championship hangover, having a heck of a summer of just all these deals, touring, being in different appearances of a lot of stuff. Of course, even Kim Mulkey would say they kind of, it was you got the big head. You know what I mean? Like, you got the case of the big head, where it's like you gotta go out there and actually play. You still got a game to play. That's your bread and butter. You still got to practice. You still got to be in conditioning, and you could tell that although LSU was ranked number one, for me, LSU being ranked number one, I would say it's given because they were the champions. But them being the number one team, I kind of question. Not because of at first I was kind of the prisoner of the moment, but not because of the whole, like, they won the championship, and not because of the whole flaw. Like, one thing about it, teams have to have chemistry, and for their situation in particular, you have Haley Van Lith, you got this other girl, Nisa Morrow, coming in. They're both the star players for their team, so now they come in to try to be that catalyst not be the catalyst, but come in to bring into a championship team. When last year when their championship team was really a lot about their point guard and their other shooters kind of coming in with no expectations. Even though it's Kim Mulkey, but it's LSU. Like, this ain't Baylor, this LSU, and they came in with really not as much pressure So now it's a lot of pressure. And they got excited. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, heck, you're 20. How old is Reese? Is like 21. You're 21, and you're earning $3.4 million in college. Like, come on, bro. Like, can you imagine what any of us would do if we had 3.4? If we had three, if my student loans was paid off, and I had, let's say, if I had $50,000 in my bank account, I would go crazy. Especially if I was in Columbia and I was at 5 Points or something like that. Listen, 5 Points is for college students. I still go out there for certain moments, for certain people. But that's all college students. But if I was 21 and I was at 5 Points and I had 50K. I used to be out there with $5. Like, you know what I mean? Like, having fun. So imagine having 50, you know what I'm saying? Imagine having $3.4 million as a 21-year-old. That's going to come with some pressure, especially in you in this heightened spotlight. But I'm ranting. We'll talk about this a little more as we watch this conference from Kim Mulkey. But it's a very interesting it's very interesting what's going on. We don't know, but let's check it out.
You want me to explain why? It's very obvious Angel was not in uniform. Angel is a part of this basketball team, and we hope we see her sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to answer anymore. That's it. That's all y'all need to know. Okay? Let's talk about this great crowd. Kudos to Southeastern, their athletic department. I was proud of Southeastern. I was proud of my team. I was proud of everybody in that arena. When I took the job at LSU, I said I wanted to come back to this state and be a positive. And I felt like tonight this was a positive for women's basketball in our state. flau'jae is recovering from the flu, and she's come off the bench just like a superstar. It's what I tell kids all the time. It's not about starting, it's about production. She was our spark with Kent State. She was our spark tonight. You don't ever punish a kid for being sick or injured. She'll be back in that lineup now. But it's just letting her get her legs back under her. And I like the lineup we had at Kent State late. And Poe was playing good, and it allowed Haley to go back to the wing some and get comfortable. So very proud of flau'jae.
What about her defense on your time?
Very, very proud of her, even though that's kinfolk she was guarding. You want your kinfolk to do good. I thought Anissa was strong again. I thought she missed some chippies that she usually makes. But I think she had 11 rebounds. I think Samaya had 8 or 9 rebounds. And when your shot's not falling, just do something else. And they do. They rebound and battled in there. And just really, really proud of them, too.
Coach, how much confidence does it give you that your team kind of surrendered, the crowd getting into it early, and really just took them out in the second quarter?
This is our first true road game. And you come over here with the understanding this was a big game for Southeastern. Anytime you play schools in state, they really want to go at you. If you're at LSU, you're the flagship university. And I just didn't want our team to not be as excited to be here as they were to play us. And I thought we just kind of maintained control the whole game. There were spurts. It was an ugly game in a lot of respects. Neither team could hit baskets for a long stretch there, and I attribute a lot of that to fatigue early in the season. And we just kind of weathered those moments and just kept plugging away.
Your defense in the third quarter, you really took them out.
Well, I thought that's where we separated ourselves, was in the third quarter. Oh, the homecoming, listen. I'm hugging.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there because I'm pretty sure she wants to talk about the positives, and because that's your job as a coach, is to weather the storm. Your job is to protect your players, talk about the game itself. When you're at the game, talk about the game, because you don't want that to overshadow everything else. But really, some key points I just want to bring out, right? So the situation with the moms, right? That's something totally out of control. That's something that you cannot control. That's something that she can't control, right? When moms go at each other, that's family. Like, I'm pretty sure she probably tell them, listen, y'all keep that best off there. I'm keeping y'all away from these programs. I'm keeping y'all away from this program, first of all, because the whole that was messy. That was messy, right? And it was like, oh, well, you shorty, your girl barely getting a 2.0. Listen, college. If you're good, they work around that. You ever heard of UNC African American Studies? All right, my bet. In academics, when you're on academic suspension, like, that doesn't happen until the end of the year or you know what I mean? So I think that's different, right? So with flau'jae, it seemed like when I watched the game, it seemed like I'm not sure, but it seemed like she was kind of carrying a weight on her shoulder that she looked like she felt like it was like you could tell she was a little more extra out on the game today. And I meant that as in, like, she felt like something was against her. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But the game. Let's talk about the game at first, right? So as you can see, it was a good environment. They were struggling at first. And LSU has been struggling. Let's first of all, last year, right? Now, I'm not the type to do hypotheticals, but they won the championship, fair and square, no doubt. We'll say they weren't the best team in the conference last. They weren't the best team. The schedule, and you play at the end of the day, you play who you play. That doesn't matter, right? They lost 3 games, right? And 2 of them, one was, I remember the SEC tournament. I think it was to Tennessee. And then the first one, I remember that first loss was against South Carolina, and they lost, and it was 30 points. And it was, it was obvious, the separation. But at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with this. You play who you play. You win who you win, and they win the championship fair and square. I'm not gonna go on hypotheticals, right? But this game, this year, right? So when I go back and I talk about team chemistry, you gotta look at it. Haley Van Lith came from Louisville, where she was the number 1 target for everything. Like, she dominated. She didn't dominate the ball, but she was the primary. She was the primary scorer. Anissa Morrow, same thing at the ball, right? I've seen more Haley games than I've seen Anissa Morrow's games. But Haley came in. She wants to be like Kim Mulkey. She wants to be the point guard that facilitates, that does this, that does that. When she was in Washington in high school, she was the primary girl, the scorer. You just don't transition over a year. You just don't transition next year, especially starting out in the season, and all of a sudden you're dishing. Then that takes work. That takes work. That takes real work on the court in real time games. So it's she's not going to be Alexis Morris. Let's just point that out. She's not going to be Alexis Morris. Point out she can grow over the season, which I think she will. But if you're looking for Alexis Morris, you're not going to find that. Because Haley carried the load at Louisville. I can't remember her name. I think it was the light skinned girl. She played point guard, but Haley was like the primary scorer. And then even when she came in as a freshman, I cannot remember the other girl's name, but she was the primary point guard and scorer. Yeah. So it's going to be a transition for Haley because, one, she's not the primary option. And two, she's looking to be more of a prototypical point guard, probably to transfer over to the pro. Right. So there's that. The actual game itself, right? You could see them struggling, but then after a while, you start to see them a little more rallied up. It seems like now, and this has nothing to do with a particular player or nothing, but it seemed like they were a little more energized, even though that they were like up and down, or like, the game, they seemed to kind of struggle. They seemed like a little more energized. Not sure if that has to do with anything outside of that, because we don't know. Only really Angel, flau'jae, apparently their moms know, and the people in that locker room and the staff and media know that. We don't, and coach, we don't know none of this, right? We're just speculating, right? So back to Angel Reese, right? I cannot, and I get it, because with what's given, it's gonna come back sometimes. So with the whole championship thing, when she was like following around Caitlin Clark and just being like, look at the ring, we got the ring, and then just doing it, just walking towards her and extra. I ain't gonna lie, at first I thought it was a little extra. I thought it was unnecessary. Let's keep it. I did think it was unnecessary because it was like, all right, you won. Like, I get doing it one time, but then keep doing it over and over and over and over, and it's like, all right, this is excessive, right? But at the same time, it's like she's 2021. She's a college student, right? And now that she was at the highest of highs. Now this is one of the lowest of lows. And you kind of got to take you got to kind of take the high with the low. You know what I mean? Like, because it comes with the territory. I mean, she's been one of the most popular women's players, even WNBA, in the whole country. Like, she's the most popular. She made all this money. She don't even live on campus. She has her own place off campus. She can't even attend classes because she's so popular. It's that big. But with great power comes great responsibility. So now, I kind of expected for her to get the attention that she's getting with that too, because like, you gave it out. I will say this though, there are some people that are being a little too extra. Yeah, you deserve everything you get. I mean 3.4. I mean, I don't know how much you earned, like millions of dollars. I think I would earn that too. Like, oh, you gonna go cry your Bentley? Like, at the end of the day, she still got a game to play. And I cannot. And can I point this out? Let me go and put this up. First of all right. So I'm gonna leave this. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave this last, but I'm gonna talk about Michaela Williams. I've never seen a freshman come in a program and look like she's been running it for years, bro. She is killing it. What, 34, 42, 30 something? Like, this girl is the truth. Like, outside of, like, there's Juju, there's her, there's Malaysia, there's Hannah Hidalgo, and then there's these couple of other girls. and like she is in that like, but you got to look at it too. Like she didn't come in with having a championship, but she didn't come in knowing what championship. She just came in the ball. Like she don't care about none of it. She just came to ball, and I love that for her. I love that for that team, man, because the future is gonna be in great hands with her for the next couple of years. Now back to the Angel Reese thing, y'all. I hate to say it, like she deserve it. The world, she'll be fine as long as she knows that this now she knows it's time to put her head down, and now it's time for her to just put her head down and just work. You know what I mean? Just put it into work. You'll be fine. Tell your mom, tell whoever, hey, don't, I don't need nobody else speaking. We just gonna put our heads down. We gonna work. We ain't gonna do all this extra antic stuff. We ain't gonna give the media a reason to do this, right? As long as she does that, she'll be fine. Now with whatever she does, it's on her. The quicker it be given to you, the quicker it can also be taken away. I hope she understands that. But this whole Angel Reese Caitlin Clark thing is kind of getting out of hand, bro. It's almost, these are two basketball players that react to the game the same way but differently. It's just Angel Reese is more, she's more out there. She's more in your face with it. She's more you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell, like, she enjoys being hated. Like, when it comes to her playing basketball, I ain't talking about everything else, but like you can tell. With Caitlin Clark, hers is more passive aggressive. You'll see she does this. You see she'll do that. She'll wave it off. Like, it's just different. I hate when these situations, they're honestly two of the same players in different ways when it comes to demeanor and attitude. It's just one of them does it differently than the other, and I can't stand it when people take it into context and then take it personal, because like, they're both team wise. I was going to struggle this year. Team wise, LSU is going to struggle this year. We already know that. I can't stand when someone try to paint one better than the other or one worse than the other. They're the same player. It's just they play different positions, and one of them can shoot the lights out. One of them's very good inside. And then, because here's my thing with Caitlin too, is that she's pretty cocky too. They're both cocky. Let's go and keep it a buck right now. I've seen Angel Reese complain about calls, and I'm like, yo, why don't you just play? I've seen Caitlin Clark just chuck up shots, and then she'll look, and then it'll be a foul that she won't get, and then sometimes she'll take breaks on plays just to complain to the refs, and it's like, just play. With Angel Reese, she'll be like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? We here, we hate it, you know what I'm saying? With Caitlin Clark, it's more of like a, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's different, but it's the same. And I can't stand when the conversation gets out of basketball and it goes to like different topics, because they're both the same. But it's unfortunate, because I know it's the country we live in, and you cannot ignore that. It's just sometimes we gotta keep it basketball, y'all. We gotta keep it basketball. With that being said, I know this is a non-basketball situation that kind of caused her to sit down. But with that being said, you still gotta look at it as she's just a 21-year-old in college. Same with Caitlin Clark. She's just a 21-year-old in college. Like, that's been given a lot. That's been given the keys. And as long as you look at it as that, think about you at 21. Just think about it. I remember I was 21. I was dumb. I was the dumbest thing on the. I wasn't the dumbest thing on the planet. But when it came to decision making, if I had $3.4 million, y'all, I'd probably lose that in 3 weeks. Let's just keep it above. I would lose that in 3 weeks. I would not show up to practice. I would be cocky too. I would ask for complaint. I would ask calls from, hey, I'm the best player in the country. What you mean? I deserve those calls. Like, you know what I mean? I deserve that. Like, come on, man. So I think we kind of taking it out of the context of basketball, and it comes with the territory now. The NILs, we're in it. You gotta take the love, you gotta take the hate with it too. But it's gonna take some time to adjust. But yeah, Angel Reese will be fine. LSU, all I know is they play January 25th as Carolina. They play at LSU, but we gonna see. Hey, USC striving, so we good right now. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and the post notification bell when I'm posting more videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you took something from it. Because at the end of the day, guys, we all human. All right? Peace.